Girls, what was the most obvious hint you dropped, and the guy just didn't get it? We were playing life, and he was a police officer. The rulies: if you spin a 10, he gets your speeding fines. I literally pulled open my button down and exposed my breasts and said, what can I do to get out of paying this? He said, ma'am, I'm an officer of the law. Are you trying to prostitute yourself to me? A couple days of flirting and sexual innuendo later, I literally had to spell out that I was trying to F him. We've been together 6 years now. Yo, that dude is serious about his role playing, and yet somehow I've never been able to convince him to play D&D with me. I'm the guy in this situation, but I couldn't help not sharing this story. In college, this girl I was really into asked if I wanted to hang out at my dorm and drink and watch Netflix. She came over, and we were watching and drinking on the couch in the living room. Per my suggestion, things are going good, and about an hour into it she says, ooh, lemme see your room. So we go to my room. She takes her shoes and socks off and immediately sprawls herself out on my bed and says, oh my god, your bed is so comfortable. I responded with, we live in the same building. It's the same bed as yours. She left about 10 minutes later. He told me my hair looked nice. I said, bet it would look nicer with your hands in it. He said, in a very confused tone, you want me to style your hair? This one is great. At least he managed to say he was clueless. When my boyfriend and I had just started dating, we were laying down watching a movie, but this was a small bed, and he was being respectful and giving me space. I kept wiggling backwards so I could get closer to him, and he kept inching backwards too, since he thought I was just trying to get comfortable and he was in the way. He ended up sitting in a chair next to the bed. 3 years later we are still together, and I still think it's pretty funny. He told me that when he was in the chair he purposefully left his hand next to me in case I wanted to hold it, but I guess I missed that sign too. He didn't get out of the bed because he was uncomfortable. He truly thought he was taking up too much space and didn't realize I was trying to cuddle. I threw my panties at him, and he kept explaining God of War lore, man of culture. A couple of weeks ago, to my boyfriend of 3 years, me undresses and lays naked on the couch, waiting to bone. Him makes dumb joke, who, you're naked? That's so weird. Me dies a little bit inside. After chatting for hours on top of a mountain from sunset until like 2 AM, sharing a blanket, me leaning my head on his shoulder, telling him he's attractive, etc. He turns to me and says back, quote, how do you tell if a girl is into you? He suspected that you were hinting and gave you away to confirm or deny. Good move on his part. I'm a guy, but I once had an experience where I took the hint but still got rejected. A girl had asked me if I lost my virginity yet. We were in high school. When I said I hadn't, she said that I could practice on her whenever I want. Mind you, we walking home after school because we lived close. I try to act on this hint when we get to her house, and she said she was only joking and doesn't want it to be weird with us as friends. Is it possible to get second-hand depressed? Because I think I just did. Every guy's worst fear right here. I was only joking. Before we started dating, I told my current boyfriend I love you, and he said, or I love you too, you're such a good friend. The whole time we thought we were both friend-zoning each other. Wasted half a year going in circles. SMH. Guy here was invited back to study by one of the girls in my class at her apartment. We are about half hours in, and she says she might take a shower. I'm like, okay, kinda random but okay. Anyway, she starts telling me the door to the shower is broken, so don't come in. Says it 3 or 4 more times. Again. I'm like, okay, weird. She said that multiple times but okay. Hours later the shower is still running. I can hear her singing and humming away, so I know she's okay and hasn't drowned. Thinking, gee, that's a long shower though. Water goes off and she comes out dressed and says, you didn't come in. I'm confused as I'm like, WTF, she told me not to. She sits back down, clearly distracted and not wanting to study. We wrap up after 5 minutes. Drive home. Mate asks me how study was about a week later, and the situation which I hadn't given a single brain cell of thought to since I explained to him. As I'm saying it out loud, the penny drops as to what a big F-head I am. She's the idiot, not you. She literally told you not to come in. It's entirely reasonable not to come in. Can you believe that creep of pervert came in? After I told him 4 times not to. You're not an idiot. She said not to come in. You could choose not to go in and she's annoyed. Or go in and maybe sexy time happens. Or she thinks you're a creep and then tells everyone how you tried to spy on her when she was naked and alone in the bathroom. Don't play that game. I'm sure what happened is how you said it did, and I doubt she would have accused you of sexual assault and got you put on a registry point. I was being a bit dramatic, like Reddit is with most of these things, but the message is it's always safer to just hook up with someone who's more direct and honest about what they want. It's fine to drop hints or be coy, but when someone uses a word don't all know, I take that as gospel. So answering in lieu of my late wife here, husband, am dumb, like really dumb. She and I met and became friends very quickly, but I didn't know she apparently had a huge crush on me. I thought she was out of my league, and apparently she thought I was out of her league too. But she couldn't stop the feels. She rubbed her feet on me while we were talking, asked me in detail about my package, gave me her phone number with the line hit me up if you want pizza and 6. We went out for lunch. She offered to fellat me for a Dr. Pepper, and she was very insistent that we got meat lovers pizza when I asked her what she wanted for watching a movie later. After we watched the movie, she was in my bed. I figured she was just wanting to keep warm and cuddle, but she strutted into my bathroom stark naked, and I had some DD staring at me. She kissed me and told me, I want you to F me, you idiot. A regular romance story there. In my defense, she had a really warped sense of humor, and I thought she was kidding with all that stuff. It felt so natural with us being friends that the thought didn't even cross my mind until she propositioned me that there was potential for more. I'd had some really effed up exes, and I thought romance was something where I had to jump through hoops for the other person and wait on them hand on foot. But she was different. That's why she was the one who I got on one knee for. Advice to the ladies out there: if my wife telling me I want you to F me got through my legendarily thick skull, I think as a last resort that'll get through to anybody. This was really sweet, and I hope you're doing okay. I asked a guy on a festival to come take a shower with me. He didn't get it. He just repeated there was only one free shower, and I was like, well, they are big, I'm sure it's fine. And he just looked confused and told me I could go first. We became close friends since that happened about 2 years ago, and this summer I spoke to him about it, and he really had no idea. He did the biggest facepalm I've ever seen. Honestly, I feel this one. I was at my sister's a few weeks ago, and her boyfriend wasn't taking a shower. I was about to get into the other shower, and my sister says, I'll be in the shower if you need me. Me, isn't boyfriend in the shower right now? Yes, me. So you're showering in a few minutes, not now. No, me. But boyfriend is already in there. Yes, me. Me. Oh/facepalm. Fine hell, for a second I thought your sister was trying to get you to go into the shower with her. Before my boyfriend asked me out, he kept hinting at the fact that we were both single and everyone though we would be cute together. I was like, haha, yeah, not realizing he was trying to ask me out. I'm not as brutally upfront as some of these people, but mine happened yesterday. How do I know a girl is flirting with me? He asks. She touches you a lot while you two are talking. I cannot relate at all. That never happens to me. I'm sure it does. I tell him and hit his arm. I can't think of any time that's ever happened. See, this is a rough one because I had this one girl I'd talk to all the time, and she'd sit next to me in class. I had a huge crush on her, and she'd be overly touchy all the time. She'd occasionally even rest her head on my shoulder/sleep on it during class when she was tired, just stare into my eyes for prolonged periods of time, and hug me. When I told her I had a crush on her, she shut me down completely and told me she only saw me as a friend. It's amazing how I can look at those two little symbols and know that the smile is empty and the eyes are dead and hollow. Sorry for your loss. For Valentine's a couple of years ago, I mailed my husband a package. The note said, and I quote, "I want you now." I was ready to spring into some extra fun sexy time. Whenever he opened the package, I had to sit him down and explain. A couple of hours later, he was like, oh, yeah, my wife's learned to just holler come to bed now. Otherwise I'm a dumbass that doesn't get it.